What's up? What's up? What's up, my Boise gang? I know I'm a little late, but I'm here. I'm here. I may be black. I may even be ugly, but I'm here. I'm here. Come on, y'all. We're going to talk about it today. Y'all know I think of different subjects to talk about. Come on, let's see. Let's see. Okay, Miss Smith being the first one in here. Miss Smith, my baby. Ariane Smith, baby, is in the building. Support the channel. Come on, yes, support the channel. It is a business. It is a business. Come on, somebody. I'm gonna give people a chance to get up in here. Hold on. Y'all see the love of my life? This is the love of my life. I'm in love with him. I'm in love with Tara's son. I'm in love with Tara's son. And I'm in love with my second wife, April. And I'm in love with my first wife, Shelby. And I'm in love with myself. Y'all, I just got abundance of love. I'm in love with Tara. I'm in love with your son. I just finished talking to my baby. God bless Tara for producing such a fine young specimen. I think she birthed him just for me. Hey, mom-in-law, I love you. Happy wife life, I love you. R.N. Smith, I love you. I just got nothing but abundance of love, 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 love. What my mama say? She say, "Don't start putting putting that damn pickup. That's my baby. Look, when you see me, you see him. When you see me, you see my bam. And I'm watching you heifers that's looking at him. Come on, somebody. Mama, this is a good subject for you to be in. This is a good subject for you to be in. Disciplining your children. I already know where my mama-in-law stand at. I already know what she stand at. I know y'all know where my mama stand at. Disciplining your children. Whooping your children. And there's a lot of different whoopings, types of whoopings that parents get. My mother never used the belt. She used the belt when I was younger, but when I got about 13, 14, baby, my mama was using these on me. I thought I was in a boxing ring with my mama. Motherfucker. That I have knots upside my head and chest be hurt. My mom used to always take her fingernail and do like that in your chest or in your forehead. Oh, that hurts so bad because she had long fingernails. And she's like, bitch, little bitch, nigga. Some people would think that was child abuse. Now they just time out. Who came up with time out? Who in the hell came up with time out? I would have loved time out. Baby, I wish my mama even time out of where? Time out of school to go be in the hospital. That's the time out we got. We got time out of school because our ass was in the hospital because she fucked us up. What do y'all think about that? It's disciplining your child physically. Is that a form of child abuse? Miss Smith says, "Hey, Tara, and happy wife life. Happy wife life. I'm curious. I can't even talk. Do you discipline your son? Have you had to put hands on your son?" April said, "If discipline was child abuse, my grandmother would have died in Pee Wee Valley. Let's put that in the air. May she rest in peace. Happy wife time out and abuse. I'm old school. I believe in discipline. Come on, somebody." April said, "Absolutely." The housewife said, "I believe in corporal punishment." Okay. Hey, shout out to Happy Wife Life sister. How you doing, sweetheart? I appreciate you being over here. I love your sister, so I love you too. Come on, somebody. Um, Let me tell you about my mom-in-law. It's no secret that I'm in love with her son, okay? That's no secret. I'm in love with her son. Y'all know that. That's the love that look at that fine nigga. But anyway, I was talking to him. Hey, Upward, this is something I would love for you to be in on too. I'm gonna drop the link in 1 minute. I was talking to Bam. This is when we first met, and we were talking on the phone. And I was like, "I love your mama because your mama don't play." And we were talking about mamas, and I said, "Shit, my mama kicked my ass." He was like, My mama just kicked my ass last week. I was like, what? He was like, my mama just fucked me up last week. And I was like, Tara, and baby, and then having boys, women having boys, you have to assert yourself. You have to assert that, look, I'm your mama, and don't think because I'm a woman that I will not kick your ass. My mama didn't play that. Um, belts, what I say, belt, brick, switches, flies, waters, hands, you name it. Oh, see, happy wife life. I love you too. Thank you, housewife. Listen, see, that would be, you would be in jail. Nowadays, if you tell your child that they cannot use the phone, they said that's a form of child abuse. If you tell your child they can't use the phone because you're not allowing them to call for help. Abel said, let's just face it, we're all old school. We probably would be in prison too. Come on. Um, come on, happy wife life, say that. Listen, we it's a shame. And that's why these kids be caught. That boy called the police on his mama. My mama would have my mama would have beat my ass in front of the police and went to jail and took me out before she went to jail. I'm telling you, I know my mother. That's the type of woman she was. She did not play that. Couldn't know wait. And my mom was like this. If she was whooping my ass out in public, one of our asses out in public, and somebody said something to her, she went the fuck. You don't tell me shit about mine. You better shut the fuck up or I beat your ass. That was my mom. You better shut the fuck up. Don't worry about mine. Worry about yours. These mine. And I would kill these little motherfuckers. Just the threat alone, she wouldn't have went to jail for that. And sometimes I'd be looking at other people like, help, help me. And she wouldn't, they wouldn't help. Cause my mama gave me, look, don't you motherfuckers say a word about mine. These are mine. These are mine. Hell, one time she knocked the fuck out of me in front of the police. She punched the shit out of me right in front of the police. And I'm looking like this, like, you're not gonna take her to jail? And the police was like, we can't do nothing, you her child. Now people, they want to tell you whether you can have a child or not have a child. And then they want to be able to tell you what to do with your child once your child get here. What's up with that? You know what? Even I'm gonna tell you, my mom was like that. Even if I knew I could call the police, I would have been too scared to pick up the phone. I would have been too scared to even pick up the phone. And on top of that, I knew my mother loved me, so I would not have wanted to. Do you know that would have hurt my heart to see them my mama handcuffed, going to jail because of me? That would have hurt my heart to see my mother going to jail. Mm, I couldn't have done it. Then I would have felt bad. Then I would have been kicking my own ass. Now my daddy never ever whooped me. My daddy wasn't the discipline and my mother was. Hey, sweet Rita, baby. Sweet Rita, did you put hands on your kids? Did you have to kick their ass? April said, call me and you better have your bags packed because you were going right out with them. The housewife said, not only did my mom whoop us, she whooped our friends if they got out of stuff. My mama did too. Oh, housewife. Let me tell you what my mama used to do. And I love this about my mama. My sister had some friends and they would always be musty. And what my mama would do is say, wait a minute, somebody musty. And she would smell all of us, knowing that it wasn't her own kid. So we all had to go and put our arm up. And she would call us first. I mean, call us in order, but she made them feel good because she wasn't just singling them out. And she'd go, and she'd get to little girl's mom. She said, I'm baby. She said, okay, go in the bathroom. And she would give her a rag and soap. And I thought that was such a good way of doing it. Mama Ted said, don't give a damn about the law. Look, call them. I mean, yeah, I got it. Ava said facts. Black folk don't give a fuck. April said, I told my kids if they call the police, they would take them all of all out of our home and they wouldn't be together because there was too many of them. Right. I'm just thanking God we made it and my husband and I didn't get arrested. He he's less than a year away from leaving for college. I couldn't raise a child these days. I know. Sweet Rita said, yes, I did. She put hand, and Sweet Rita got a son that don't play. And her daughter. Come on, somebody. Me either have a web life because I know I would have been in prison now. No doubt about it. Listen, y'all, stop trying to be your kids' friends. Stop trying to. My mom was like, me and mom, she said, hold up, bitch, you getting a little too comfortable. When we would hang, and a lot of people talked about my mom because me and my mother smoked weed together. And I could cuss in front of her. But trust and believe, y'all never saw me disrespect it. Did y'all? I was alive one time. Me and mom was talking. I was like, bitch, wait, wait, y'all. My mama say, what the fuck you just got? Oh, bitch, you better shut up. You didn't got beside your motherfucking self. You getting too motherfucking comfortable. I mean, and check the hell out of me. And I never slipped up and said that again. But I wasn't calling her a bitch. But you know how you be talking with your friend. She's like, bitch, I ain't your friend. And wait, Terry said I want my kids' friends too. What about you in discipline? Upward. Have you had to discipline your friends and did you I mean your kids and did you ever discipline their kids too? And or are you a timeout person?
Well, me personally, I think it's well, everybody. Um, I think it's not a one size fits all. You know, that's my way of dealing with it. I do and have disciplined my children with spankings and punishment, and sometimes yes, the timeout. I am every mom. How about that?
Look, y'all, I see that I'm kind of totally disagreeing with her a little bit now. The word she used, timeout, spanking. No black people don't get their kids no spanking. They whoop that ass. I tore that ass up. I knocked their motherfucking head off their shoulder. See, that's the difference.
That's abuse.
Most black women would, you know what? Then a lot of black people would be in jail for abuse. Because I'm gonna tell you this. I remember coming home with my cousins. We coming to mama house, and my sister was having a party, and I was in there, and you know what I did? I let's see who is this? Who is this in here? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Who is this? El Cheapo?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hearing a little static though. You got something on?
Oh, let me check. I'm gonna drop down and come back.
Okay, okay, baby. So look, y'all. I come into the house. I trip over somebody's foot. And my mama snatched me up off the floor. She said, little bitch, you're drunk. I said, no, and I wasn't. She thought I was high or drunk. And look, my mama punched me in my stomach so hard. And I was like, ugh, and I fell off on the floor because I was losing my breath. She said, bitch, get up. You ain't dead yet, bitch. My mother was that tight. And you know, but that helped me in the long run because when I went out into real life, shit didn't razzle and frazzle me like it did other kids. I was, baby, if you don't come as hard as Michael Ann came, you ain't saying nothing to me that bothers me. And I think that that's a problem. People that spank their children, put them in timeout, coddle them. Then when they get out in the world, those be the children that give us the most damn problem because they ain't had that ass whoop. They don't have no fear of anything because their parents did not distill. You need to distill fear in your children. I was scared of my mama. When she said this, she was a true epitome of bitch, I brought you here, I will take you out and go to prison. My mom said my mom always told us she would go to jail. My mom was so good that I hated to see the insurance man coming, the life insurance man, because every time she come and she paid it, she was sitting me and my sister down on the couch. She said, look, now let me tell you little motherfucker something. Your life insurance is paid. That means if I kill you bitches, I get some money. I get money, and I'm a little broke. So what y'all better do is act the fuck right, baby. We didn't fuck up no time, and look, we was the best children because we didn't want her to get that money off of us. She said, "Look, I will get $50,000 for each one of you, mother." One time, she lined us all up at the wall by order of age, and she called my grandmama, and that was all because she came home and the house wasn't clean. She said, "Mama, I'm about to kill every last one of these little motherfuckers." And my mom was like, you know, and I said, well, shit, at least she got to kill these two before me. Now, if she really should, I'm not going to sit there and wait. I'm grabbing my baby sister and we running because you can't kill us all at once. I mean, I'm just saying how I'm telling my mama didn't hold them up. Sweet, okay, everybody's speaking. That's why black kids are not mass murderers. Come on, mama. My kids know when and where respect is due. Yes, come on. I know that's right, Miss Chair. And if you don't want them disciplined, don't bring them to my house. Me too. Hold on. Everybody speaking. Ava said, "Damn, she really wasn't no joke." My mama was not a joke at all, y'all. I'm telling you. And yes. What about people? Do y'all look? This is another question, and this question for you too, Upward. If your kids was somewhere or to spend a night over somebody's house, spend a night over their friend's house, would it be all right if those parents disciplined your child and whooped them if they did something wrong?
Well, I think like family, yeah. Um, but my kids know not to go out, or they knew back then not to go out and embarrass me. You know, when you go, you leave this house, you're representing the home. So yeah, I I never really had to confront that, but I that's not something I would sign up for. However, now you bring them to my house. I mean, that's probably a double standard. You bring them to my house. Oh, if they're about to hurt themselves, injure themselves, would act accordingly. But if they, did something wrong, I may have them go sit, apart from the rest of the group. Just put them in the thinking corner for a little bit. Let them think about their behavior.
Hey, hey, good evening, Mamika, baby. How you and that fiance doing over there? I hope all is well with you. The housewife said, "Amen, Sarah." Um, she said, "So true, Uncle." My nephew he was at my house, um, and Sarah said, "My daddy, hold on, my daddy didn't whoop us, but my mama would beat beat our ass." Yes, that's my mama. My daddy didn't whoop me either. Sweet Beauty said, "My husband didn't spank my kids either. If I had to whoop them, he would leave." Wow, he didn't even want to see them get whooped. Our kids didn't move until we told them at someone's house. Come on, yeah, sit your ass down and don't get the fuck up. That's a good. This is a good combo. Okay, yeah, I'll be trying to talk about different things. So, my nephew was at my house, and he had his nephew there, and I had just wiped my tables, glass table, and the nephew went right behind me and just slid his hand like he knew what he was doing. And I said no, and I spanked him on the hand. I said, "No, don't do that." And my nephew told me, "I ain't being funny, Uncle, but don't nobody whoop my child but me." I said, "Well, you and your child could leave, cause ain't nobody out, cause I whooped his ass." I said, "Ain't nobody gonna be in my house. Nobody, no child gonna be in my house and be met bad." You know, my mother had a glass table and wet knots everywhere. We knew not to touch wet knots. So even when we went to other people's house, we didn't touch their wet knots because you know how kids that come in and just mess with everything, and then you have some priceless stuff. And parents don't be, I ain't, my mom be like, "Cause I ain't paying for a motherfucking thing." Mom be like, "I ain't paying for a motherfucking thing." And I like that because it taught us how I never got whoopings at other people's house because I behaved. I treated them as well as if they was my mama. Cause my mama had already said if he do anything while he over there, beat his motherfucking ass. But you got parents like you upward that's saying that they can't. Do you tell them don't put their hands on your child?
I think it
Hey,
would.
El Chico.
I think it
Hey,
would depend on um the person, because I'm not going to put my child in a place that I feel, even where, because I've seen some parents that literally they damn near kill their kids, and I don't want to be a party to that and witness it. And I would know not to leave my children there. And yeah, they would get the briefing beforehand before we even got there, or give them the look if they've forgotten. But yeah, I'm not going to just leave them there. Yeah, so I'm kind of not to say that all, family that I trust, yeah, but not that all is open to everybody and anybody who may my children may be in their presence, even with the family member going to visit a friend. No, I kind of disagree.
Okay, El Chico, I'm gonna ask you a question in 1 minute, but let me ask y'all this first, and then I'm gonna ask El Chico how does she discipline her kid? Um, because you have an older one and a younger one. But let me ask y'all this women and in the chat. Have y'all ever been out somewhere and saw somebody disciplining their child and you thought it was a little too harsh? Did you say something or did you just look? Because my mother was a type. If she was whooping us somewhere, you bet not say a motherfucking word. Because she would go, these are my motherfucking these are mine. Worry about yours. I got this. And don't fuck around and get your ass whooped. And look, I'd be like, please help, please help. So that's a question. Have y'all ever said anything? And El Chipo, you got 2 kids, right?
am I coming in clear now?
Yeah, yes. Keep talking. You got 2 kids, right?
Yeah, I have two kids, a 19-year-old and a soon-to-be 8-year-old.
Wow, you took a big break. I mean, it took you that long to find some more dick. No, I'm joking.
I'm screaming. See, this is why I ain't playing with you. You talking about coming up here to get interviewed. I am not playing with you. You play too much.
But real talk. Do you discipline your children? I mean, let me ask you this: were you different with your 19-year-old compared to where you are with your 8-year-old, and the fact that they are boy and girl?
Absolutely. My son he got whoopings when he was younger, but he was a different type of kid than my daughter. My daughter is bad, man. So I mean, and she has like challenges. So my baby has epilepsy, and she's on medication for seizure control, and so as well as they diagnosed her with ADHD. So my baby don't sit down, she don't stop talking, like she's a lot to deal with, right? And so when me and her dad had broke up, I was going through, and my dad had just died. Like I was like going through like going through a lot. So she would do things and I would whoop her, you know what I'm saying? Probably out of my frustration too, but I could whoop her for something and she would go and do the exact same thing like a couple of minutes later. And so I realized that whoopings don't work for her. Things that I did with my son, they don't work for her. So I had to learn different tools. I took her to behavioral therapy, just for me to get equipped on how to handle her, because these kids nowadays is different. I mean, y'all kids is a little y'all, that was a little while ago, but these kids now they different. They got the tablets that give them a lot of information, and so
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm sorry, but yes, because kids look on there and they see something where it says your parent. Because, like I said, it's abuse now if you tell your child they can't use the phone because they're thinking you're stopping them from calling for help. So to have social media and it's in their face, it wasn't nobody that was telling us we could get some help. But go ahead.
right. And so I say all that to say that my daughter does get, I'll pop her here and there, but like for the most part, she's so smart that I have more conversations with her. I'll take things from her. So like right now, she can't use an iPad because she was acting up in school. And when I say acting up, I mean like acting up, child. But yeah, so I take things from her or whatever, but I don't necessarily like beat. I've never been like that. Oh, I'm gonna beat my kids because I didn't get whooped as a kid. So yeah, yeah.
And let me tell you this. I was at my cousin's house. This was maybe last year, and her daughter did something, and she took her daughter's games and stuff, and she said, "Go outside." That was her punishment to go outside because kids don't play outside like they used to. And so I was like, "Ain't that a bitch, mom? That's a punishment now. Go outside and play." That I
Being
was
in
just
the house being in the house used to be a punishment for us, like we wanted to be outside and like, be socializing with our friends, until the street lights came on or what have you. But yeah, no, these kids don't go outside. If you look at Christmas time, like back in my day, like, you see the kids on their bikes, on their roller skates, just outside, with toys, the little airplanes, all kind of stuff. But now you don't around Christmas time it be so quiet in the morning time. You don't see kids going outside playing with shit. I mean stuff. They in the house on their electronics, on the VRs, in virtual reality. Like, it's a different time.
look, El Cheapo, you on the channel. You know you can say shit over here as much as I could. You ain't got to go tell that. But you know what's so now this is what's so funny listening to you, and you can tell we live in different places because it snow like hell on ours. So we would look out the window and just think about, oh, we can't wait to ride our bike. We can't wait to use our roller skates because we couldn't. That is funny. But I'll say this: I remember Mama and people that lives the older people. Remember y'all would get a whooping, and so your mama said you can't go outside. So now you're looking out the big picture window in the living room, and you got the curtain behind you. You looking at all the kids playing, and then they come up on the porch. They're like, "So you can't come outside? What you do? Your mama ain't gonna let. Ask your mama, can you come out?" And you be like, "She ain't gonna let me." I mean, I was one of those kids that be standing in that window and couldn't go out. And I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. And I say this: all these rules and stuff that they have implemented about children and the way you can they they already telling you whether you can have a child or not. They want to be over that, whether you can have an abortion or not. Now you want to tell me once, but you didn't already made me have this little motherfucker. Now you gonna tell me how to raise it? Get out of here. Do
Oh, my bad. I was gonna
no, go
answer
ahead.
your question. I was gonna answer your question about getting into other people's affairs. So, like, if I see a parent disciplining their kids, like, I am not getting into that. Like, I mind my business. Now, I will look at a person sideways if they cursing their kids out because I don't believe that a parent should use that type of language towards their children. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I will look at you like you stupid. Now if you say something back, if you say something to me based off of me looking, then that's a conversation that's about to be had. But yeah, I don't get into it, with people and how they discipline their kids. And then when it comes to my child going places, I don't let my kids go any and everywhere, and so my daughter can only go to like one place outside of her daddy's house. And so, when it comes to her getting disciplined over there, like it's structure. So, I trust my aunt in that regard because I know she's not gonna do anything to harm her or whatever. But I'm not just gonna send my kid, especially because I know mine is bad. So I ain't gonna just send my kid anywhere, and expect, them to not chastise her.
So now El Cheapo, that man that was in that video that unlocked the hotel door, is that your baby daddy or is that just your man?
Wait, what are you talking about?
I looked on the video.
Man,
That
you ain't
man,
never seen no man in my
no,
hotel room.
the man he opened the door and then I saw him at the pool with you. You know I'm nosy.
That's my
Nice looking.
son.
Oh, wow. Like, T-Boy, I'm like, she got a nice looking man.
No, that's my yeah, he'll be 20 next year. That's my son.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Okay. Yeah.
and that
Here's
is
another.
that is weird because when we're out like at the grocery store and stuff, like people think that that's my man. So I be having to tell him like, "Oh, you cock blocking," because like that's probably why men don't be trying to holler at me because they think you my nigga.
That's what they would do with me and my mama. The one lady's like, "Oh, yeah, is that your husband?" She said, "You think I want a young punk like this?" I said, "You think I want an old broad like this?" And they would laugh. But okay, here's another question, y'all. And yeah, I don't have my glasses, so I'm not reading the chat. It's like I should be. But let me tell you this. April said, "See, that's what Mike gets." If what about this women? You get into a relationship with another man. Is it at any point that that man should be able and have the right to chastise your child?
Not no, but hell to the no. Mm-mm. Oh, absolutely not. Mm-mm. And just not to take the conversation, but I'm glad you asked that question because here recently there was a young boy, really, really innocent baby like, and it was an article in the paper where he killed his stepdad, and his whole life is ruined now because he went off. And I think about stuff like that all of the time. You figure it I don't know, I saw the story, my heart sank. But I'm thinking, because I even was like, look, I'll bet you that stepdad had some issues. I guarantee. um Maybe the way he was coming at him, because the child, I don't know how long he's been the child's step parent, but he was in his upper teens, and whatever problems they were having in the household, that child could have been witnessing, his mom being verbally abused, or even physically abused. And that, for a son to witness happening to his mom, he's gonna feel some type of way. So I'm not quick to judge on stuff like that. It made my heart hurt, but hurt for him, because now his life is ruined because of whatever issues this man has. But I'll bet you he's got a sketchy past. I would not be surprised. Yeah.
Look, my mama Tara said, Mike's such a hoe. He would notice a man. And Sweet Rita says she dropped her man one time for trying to discipline her granddaughter. Now I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you a story. My mama went with this one guy named Gerald. I love Gerald. I still call his son my stepbrother to this day. They have been together a long time, and this man, he provided for the whole house. He was a good man. He paid for so much stuff for me. And I was being bad at the house, and he grabbed me and he whooped me with a belt. And I was like, I'm gonna tell my daddy. I'm gonna tell my daddy. He was like, I'll whoop you and your daddy's ass. So, but I wasn't mad at him because he had been so much a part of my life, and I kind of knew I deserved that whooping, because you know what I'm saying. But then she had another guy that she met, and the guy was a younger guy, and he was checking my baby sister about not having. She left her keys over my cousin's house. He was like, "Why you don't got your keys?" And I said, "Wait a minute, who the fuck are you checking?" I'm about 17, 18. Who the fuck is you checking? You don't say shit to her. That's my mama in the bathroom. He was like, "Boy, I'll beat your ass." I was like, "Nigga, you got the right motherfucking one. Motherfucker, I'll beat the bricks off you." Cause that's the type of, and my sister standing behind me, we are about to jump his ass, right? So my mama come running out. She said, wait, what's going on? What's going on? He said, "Baby, I'm telling you now, your son ain't gonna be disrespecting me, cause I'll whoop his little ass." My mama said, hold up. She said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "I'm dealing with you." She said, "Michael has to deal with you because I got you here." She said, "But you ain't gotta deal with Michael. You can leave at any time." That man packed his stuff and walked out that door, and I gave him one old look. Baby, my mama ain't gonna never choose no nigga over her kids. Never. Ever. And that's why I always said, I told her one boyfriend, "Look, you don't say shit to me. You present it to my mama and let her present it to me. That way we don't have no falling out, because I be done fucked you up. She got grown damn kids. Leave me the fuck. Tell it to her. Don't you ever pull me to the side to check me about shit." But I gave them respect and didn't fuck them up because of my mama and the way she raised her. My mama was a disciplinary. If shit, I told the one guy that tried to hit her one time after I whooped his ass. I said, "Do you know why I whooped your ass?" I said, "Because this woman hit me and I'm in my 50s. I can't get another mother. Nigga, you can walk out that door any motherfucking time. Don't you ever raise your hand at my mama." And I wanted to say, besides, she gonna kill your ass and then she'll be in prison. Let me read some of these comments, y'all, and I can't see. I gotta get some glasses so bad. I'm sorry, chat. Y'all know I'm the one that reads. April said, and that. Oh yeah, help me, cause y'all. What that one say?
Ain't that the truth? I hear a couple of my friends and nieces say they can have a glass around their kids or grandkids. I said the devil is a lie. That's all I had with my kids growing up. Or that they can't have glass around their kids. Okay, I got it. Yeah, yeah, see him at. Did you
After
hear it? Do you need me to read again?
after he
I
reads
need
it
you.
out,
I need you to read it again because I kind of hit the wrong button and put myself out.
Okay, what you said, El Chipo?
I was saying after you guys read some comments, I kind of want to touch on that last question.
Okay. All right. Ain't that the truth? I hear a couple of my friends and nieces say that they can't have glass around their kids or grandkids. And I said the devil is a lie. That's all I had with my kids growing up.
And you know what? That's what I'm gonna let you talk, El Chipo. That's my mother had a glass table for years. It never got broke. It wasn't no scratches on it. She had so many wet knots, delicate wet knots. We played all around it and never broke a one because my mama disciplined us. What happened to El Chipo? Did she drop down by mistake? Okay, hopefully she'll come back up because I want to hear what she had to say. But yeah, um, how you discipline your kids in your house, that's how they'll be at other people's house. It ain't like they're gonna get out and go cut up. Oh yeah. No, that sticks with you. And a lot of that has to do with how you were disciplined. My mama told us why she was disciplining us. It wasn't like she just kicked our ass for nothing. You know you fucked up. Now you
Wow.
know I'm gonna I'm gonna whoop that ass. And she never said this. My mama never said this gonna hurt me worse than it's gonna hurt you. She never she wanted it to hurt. It did. She wasn't making no excuses. Damn it, you know why I'm beating your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Um, hey Tanika Bell, baby. We was just talking about how much we enjoyed you. Hey, y'all just got in. I'm cooking at this month. Okay. So we really said I dropped my man. Okay. Mike's such a hoe. He always knows the man. Look at my mom. I know this your son, boo boo. That's what Mike gets. My mama would say, "Get your ass out my window." Whatever Sweet Reason said, blah, blah. You be looking at the kids when they be talking, "Get your ass out that motherfucking window."
Mm-hmm.
Uh, don't feel good, El Chico. My kids were 11 years apart. Let me be. How you doing? Welcome in, sweetheart. Everybody. But my sister would spank my kids. Okay, well, you dropped down my mistake, El Chico.
Oh yeah, no, I had got a phone call.
Oh,
I'm back.
okay. So, okay, you said you wanted to touch on something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so blended families are hard, right? I was engaged to my daughter's dad. And obviously this was my first time actually trying to do the blended family. He had two kids, then I had my son, and then I was pregnant and I had my daughter with him. So anyways, he obviously he spent a lot of time in my house. And so he would try to chastise my son, and my son was looking around like, nigga, this my house. Like he was looking like you trying to check how many juices I get out the refrigerator. My mama bought these juices,
Yeah.
and so it had got to a point, to where I'm playing the mediator because it was like a lot of testosterone in my house. It was like I had my son, then I had my fiance, and it was like, what do I do? And obviously I'm not gonna, like you say, I'm not choosing no nigga over my son. And so it got to a point where he was like, "Oh, well, it's like you want me to be the cool stepdad where I'm playing video games with him. I'm buying them stuff, but when it's time to correct them, you don't want me saying nothing to him. So either it's you gonna get all of it or you gonna get none of it." And so, I chose the none because it's like I feel like it's a way at going about the situation, and how you talk to a person's kid or what have you. And so obviously we're not together anymore. And when it comes to my daughter, like I just can't fathom bringing another man around her are in my house, you know, just for that reason alone. And that's a choice that I'm making. And a lot of people be like, girl, you too young to not, you know, not want to be in no relationship with nobody or whatever. But I just know right now, you know, my daughter require a lot of attention, and I don't want to bring a man into that picture because it can be chaotic with my daughter, and I don't want nobody saying nothing to my kid. So to alleviate all of that, I would just rather not, not put myself in that situation, because yeah, I
So,
kill
so,
somebody over my
so,
kid.
so let me ask the lady this. Is there a time limit? Like if you meet somebody before that guy should meet your kids, do y'all think it's a time limit? Because well, my mom would date guys. We would meet them, but they didn't live. They didn't live with us, and I don't even think when they did live with us, I don't think my mama sat down. Not to us. Maybe she did that with them. Look, this is how, because it never really was a problem. Maybe one or two it was a problem with, but other than that, it wasn't a problem. But then my mama didn't bring a whole lot of men in. I think you have to, especially having a daughter, you don't want to see men coming in and out your house, and your daughter to see that as being something normal. So I
Right.
wonder, is there a time limit or a certain amount of time that before you should bring a man or move a man into your house?
I think people do what's best for them. Me personally, I don't think it's proper to continue to bring a lot of people around your kids. So I think unless you serious with a person, like, then I think that conversation can be had to where it's like now we can start incorporating kids. But I think some people bring their kids into situations entirely too quick. And to me that's just not good. So I don't have a time span or a day, how long, but I just think it's everybody move at their own pace.
And I'll say this with my mother. We never really even, I can sit here and have to remember some of the guys that have lived there that I had no interaction with at all, and they lived in the same house because my mama was that. She handled us. I think what it is, a lot of women will get men that are financially helping them, to be in the house or paying bills or in grocery shopping, and they tend to give them a little more leeway because they're doing that, which I think that is so wrong. I think that is so wrong to do. Hold on, we got somebody backstage. Let me see who this is. I can't see nobody, y'all. Um, this is Shawanda. Shawanda is not. Shawanda, I don't. It's not letting me add you. Hold on. It's not letting me add you. It's doing the same thing it did for who was that I was trying to bring up? Mika. I don't know why. Try to come in a different way. Try to come in a different way. But yeah, so do y'all know that to be true that a lot of women will allow a man to have a little more say so because he is the one that's providing and keeping bills on, and I mean keeping lights and gas on, and food in the refrigerator? Do they
I
get a little more leeway?
I think I think some actually seen that. I just think like that word, and it never. I'd rather be with him and make the best that I could for my children and myself than to subject myself to some situation like that or my children. I'm never ever gonna compromise that. Um, and yeah, even then, it's all based on that relationship. And I think even if the male is the breadwinner who is not biologically tied to those children, I think there's still the woman needs to be strong enough and have a backbone and let this man know, like, okay, well, here are my boundaries. If that's not going to work for you, then it's not going to work for me, because my children come before anything, other than God himself. But my children are my priority. So that one's kind of tough for those for the women that find, and I'm not judging at all, because I know it does happen and it does exist, but the ones who really suffer the most are the children. And I'm speaking from the standpoint, that wasn't my mother's story, but I'm speaking from the standpoint of like a stepchild. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, know what it's like. And that's how I move and base my life and my decisions as far as other people in our life other than their biological father. Absolutely not. I'd rather be by myself because I'm, putting my children first. And hey, when God sends me that kingdom man, the kingdom husband, he's got his own, I have my own, and together we make it better. But my children are my priority and will always be.
Okay, all right, I got you. I want to read some of these comments. El Chico says she's gonna have to go. She'll be back. Girl, come up anytime you want. I really like intelligent conversation. April says I didn't like bringing men around my boys while they were young and growing up. They seen a couple most. Okay. Miss Smith said that's beautiful, El Chico. Putting your children's first. April said, yeah, that can be hard while you're raising kids. Sweet Rita said, that's right, Chico. My kids come first. Tara said, April, yes. April says, I know that's right, Miss Tara. Now I got white furniture now that my son is grown. My mama said my parents had a glass table and white furniture and didn't have no plastic on it. You bet not fuck it up. Tamika said, hey, y'all, just got in. I'm cooking them. Okay. Hey, baby. Sweet Rita said, I dropped my man. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I was privy to that. Sweet Rita dropped him like a hot potato, baby. You don't check her grandbaby. That wasn't even a debate. Right there. And my mama did that too. My baby, I had my mama whoop one of her man ass. We kicked his ass and kicked him right the fuck on out. And I had been wanting to beat his ass anyway. And when my mama gave me the okay, oh baby, I Bruce Lee that motherfucker. Did you hear me? And that is the one thing I love about my mama. But I did not want to ever block her happiness. Like that last man she was with, he was paying bills and stuff like that. I wasn't gonna pay him like that. But if I had to, I would have. But much as I couldn't stand her, I said she'd been with him for a while, so it must be something. It must be something long because he wasn't hitting her and disrespecting her, especially in front of me. Hey, what more can I do? What more could I do? But I think that comes from not putting your kids in timeout and giving them a spanking as this young woman up here says over in the corner. This independent thinking, the rich white woman from the suburbs. But I'll tell you this. I think that you have to assert yourself in your kid's life. You have to let them know, as much as I love you, as much as I will fuck you up. As much as I love you, as much as I will kill your ass if you ever disrespect. I could have never formed the words in my mouth to call my mama a bitch to her face. I might have said it in my mind, this bitch crazy. I have said that. My mama have fucked me. I'm like, this bitch crazy. When she shot at me, this bitch crazy in my mind. But what's sitting around, when you sit around your cousins and stuff and y'all all cussing y'all parents out, you being grown and you're looking around, you're sneaking like hell to say it because you don't want to get caught. That bitch get on my damn nerve. We have said that. And anybody say that they haven't, you might not even said it, but you thought it in your mind. This whole crazy. But it's nothing that I would have ever allowed her to know. Because my mom got drunk one time with me. She was looking at me. And I said, what's wrong? She talking about, you did some shit that you did some shit when you was younger that I didn't catch. I was like, what? So you ready to fuck me up now? She was just like, yeah, you called me a bitch. I said, Mama, I ain't never called you a bitch. She said, in your mind, you called me a bitch, nigga. Look, So I just stopped drinking with my mama because she would never gonna fuck me up. Mhm. And so I thank God I had a mother like that. And if they were doing child abuse like they're doing baby, my mama she would have been locked the hell up. Do y'all hear me? My mama said I had to tell a friend of mine to stop that. She would bring a different man home every weekend, and she had 14 sons. I told her when they become an adult, they're going to act like her. She's a hoe. Sweet Rita said my kids give me a hard time bringing a man around. Um, Bringing around them right now. Yeah, that's how we looked at my mama. Yes, we read it. That's why they do when their mama's boy. Cause I was a mama boy. You know what? It wasn't my daddy, and I was like, ain't no man good enough for her. If it wasn't my daddy, they ain't good enough. And that was just I couldn't even shake that feeling. Tanika says I definitely agree with that. All right, Detroit zone. April says facts. Sweet Reese says right, April. My mama says, hey, Tanika. Everybody got somebody except me. Ain't that a bitch? Sweet Sweet Reese. Sweet Reese say everybody got somebody except me. Ain't that a bitch? Okay, y'all had to get my man down because I see y'all looking at my man too tough. We ain't gonna fall out about that. And hell no, I wish I would have. I can't stand when people even curse around their parents. I've had to hold my tongue, and many a time. April, when you would have had to hold your tongue around me. What you mean, sweetie? You would have had to hold your tongue because my mother, I cuss. It's I wasn't just cussing for nothing, but she knew when I would, and I was in my 40s and 50s, so my kids turn their nose up. Hold on. My kids turn their nose up at the thought of me getting with someone else. Shawanda, like, I don't know what happened, Shawanda, why I couldn't bring you up. Mike, I ain't like, I know, Sweet Rita, I know. Wait, Sweet Rita got this one daughter. I was being nice as hell to her, and she was giving me a hard time. She my girl. We was sitting at the concert. I said, oh, this the jam. She looked at me like, oh, motherfucker, I don't know this song. That's you and my mama shit. Oh, but I love her grandbaby. I feel you, Sweet Rita. God gonna send you someone soon. I pray. Y'all gotta look for the man too. Y'all can't, Sweet Rita, upward, onward. Y'all got to open yourselves up to these men. Stop trying to be Miss Sanctified Sally. Miss I got morals and values Sally. Sometimes you gotta do some old nasty back alley shit. That's how you gonna get me. No.
I can't. I'm not dealing with not. I'm not even dealing with potential anymore. Forget potential. You either got it or you don't. And I'd rather stay single, happily single. It ain't a bad gig. It really isn't.
Sweet Rita said, I ain't in no rush, April. Miss Smith say, you can have my husband, Sweet Rita. Yes, because Miss Smith want a nigga 29 years younger than her. Wait, when she said that, we always like, what, Miss? What, Smith? You want a nigga? She meant 20. But hell. But so we be talking about no things to her, Dan Smith. Look. That's why I'm determined. I just got off the phone with Bams and I said, look, let me tell you something. God has shown me that me and you are going to be together. And until I get there, if I come down there and have to snatch a bitch and nut the fuck up, I'm getting what's mine. What's for you is for you. I know, Miss Smith, you meant 20 years, but that 29 years, all of us took a gas. We're like, oh, Miss Smith, a freak. Look. We were all looking at you like, Miss Smith is a freak. But, yeah, what do y'all think about the pastor that married remember the pastor that married the real young girl? and was cussing people out talking about she grown because she was 18.
Wasn't
And
that
this nigga, and
his goddaughter?
I think so, but I know she was a parishioner.
Yeah. I think as a parent, because I would assume in order for him to be the godfather, he's got to be friends probably with her dad. That would feel, I mean, just even putting myself in a position, thinking of one of my friends, hooking up with my child. That's kind of weird and creepy. Like, were you watching them all along the years that they were coming up? That's weird. That's weird.
You know, my sister's baby daddy, you know, we all hung around this girl. Her name was Charette. And me and Charette messed around. And so her kids were little, like 4 and 5, and would be around. Do you know my sister's baby daddy ended up having a baby by one of them, by one of the girls. And I mean, even though she was grown now, but I always looked at her like she was a little child. And I never even looked at her in that way. So for him to look at that way, and you've been around this little girl all her life, I don't know. Was you looking at her? I don't know. My mama says now the little girl was 3 and took off running at the mall. After that day, Naya would whoop her before she left her. Oh, wow. As a reminder, Miss Smith, a cougar, laugh out loud, April said. Miss Smith about freak. Yeah. But I do believe I could talk to younger people with no problem. I mean, yeah, I can talk to someone young, especially if they're mature and intelligent. And because it's different for two men, because a woman can get with a younger man that might want children. That might want children. So that could be an obstacle, especially if you pass your children bearing years or you just don't want any motherfucking more. Um, I think the oldest person I went with in my life or dealt with was 79. So, and I did that, and that was for the money. I liked him, but it was more so for the money. And him not having no teeth was out of this world. My God, my toes curled every damn day. My eyes rolled in the back of my head, and I said, "Go ahead, get it, Grandpa. Get it, Grandpa." What? Don't judge me. Judge your damn self. Judge your damn self. Well, April said, "Well, damn, I thought I was bad." What you mean, April? What you mean? What you mean? But yeah, that is a topic. You know, people discipline their children. Who are we to tell people how to discipline their kids? Who are we? Because nobody could tell my mama. Nobody, and it worked. That's LW's mic. That's what we read it. That's LW. Uh, that was a big jump. I know, but you know what? I felt something there. I felt something there. I got all the outfits that I wanted. I was extra nice on the first. I was extra nice. And he was a good man. He was a good man. Oh, I was so mad when he died. I was all on the casket. Don't leave me. My cell phone bill due. Don't go. I gotta pay the light bill. Did you leave me something? I was checking his suit pocket in the casket. It was like, "What are you doing, sir?" I was going through his pants pocket and his suit pocket while he was laying in the casket. I was like, he got supposed to give me my money, my allowance. But that was a learned lesson. That's a learned lesson. I started, if I mess with somebody old now, I make them pay me 2 months to give me allowance 2 months in advance. But April say, "Stop this from reading, talking about I'm crazy." What? Because I was going through his suit pockets in the casket. I was trying to see if he had his wallet on him. Shit, I was getting mad. What? Don't judge me. Judge your damn self.
You know
But
what, Jimmy?
What's that?
I'm so glad though, that what's her name? El Cheapo. I'm so glad um that she's kind of like me in a sense, that yeah, she'll do the timeout and all that. So at first he was giving me the look like it was foreign. I knew I wasn't gonna be alone and on an island all on my own.
Well, I disagree with you on that totally, but you know, I've noticed a couple of things you've done that been a little make me side eye you a little bit, and that's just keeping it real.
You want to talk about it?
Sometimes, it's like, sometimes, it's like, you know, we'll talk about it later today. We won't even do that on here. I don't even want to do that on here because that's what people want. And I'll call you on the off for here. It didn't happen on here. It ain't gonna happen on here. Well, it did happen on here,
How did you
but
address it?
you know, no, because that's what people want me to do, and I'm not gonna do that with you. And we better than that.
Well, hold on.
But
The,
I,
what's the sudden shift? Help me to understand. I'm really trying to understand.
I'm just saying, even like my old girl came up here, you know, you say certain things and it'll be a little dig towards people. And you know, I'm trying to go in a peaceful way, a peaceful pattern. But I notice that you'll bring some stuff out sometimes that ain't so peaceful. But we'll talk about it because that's what we do. You my girl. Or
I
you
did.
were, you was my girl. No, I'm just,
I wonder where it is coming from. I'm kind of shocked and appalled.
I said, we'll talk about it. We just different. You like to put your kids in time out and give them a spanking, a spanking. And you that type. I know you that type that you want to knock a motherfucker head off. Hell, you cussed a woman out on the church step.
See, you know what? I wasn't even gonna say that. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
See,
I thought we had talked about that. We had.
fortunately, see, you know what? I'm gonna tell you. For one, because that makes me upset. I went so way you didn't now. You really didn't have to say or even bring up if you had an issue. All you had to do was call me. Call me. I mean, you're gonna put it out here. Well, you feeling some kind of way, and then you're like, oh, but we'll talk about it behind the scenes. But wait a minute, let it go wrong where it went wrong.
I know that that's your favorite thing. Fix it where it went wrong at. But we better than that. So we're not going to fix it on here because we only going to be giving the people exactly what they want. And I said, I just had a little problem. That's it. We worked that out.
Yeah.
Because if it's out here, then it ain't going to do nothing but give people everything they want. And you know that. And so I don't want to give the people what they want. But if you keep on pushing me.
Come again? Wait, hold up.
I said, you must have missed it. You know what? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We in a good space. We talking about abusing kids. I don't want to talk about abusing your friend.
But see, I'm not running that money. I think, it's okay to beat your kids sometimes, but all that stuff you're talking about, I think that's abuse. That's crazy. That is plumb crazy.
So you think shooting at your child is abuse?
Yes. It's a
Even if you heard him call you a bitch.
Okay.
April said, stop it. Not on here, please. No, we're not gonna do it on here. Listen, I think we cool enough that I can talk to her behind the scene. And I'm used to this. I'm used to people coming up here, being a part of something and then going a little sideways a little time. I'm not saying that that's what she's doing. I'm just saying I noticed lately in the last couple of lives that we've been disagreeing on something, but we can. What did you call it?
Conflict resolution.
Yes, that's what we need to do, a show on conflict resolution.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah.
Terry said, Upward and Mike should do it off. Okay, I believe so too. We're not gonna always get along. That's just life. We're not gonna agree on everything.
Mm.
But all the huffing and puffing is what's getting me.
Well,
You
why
huffing and puffing like I'm getting on your nerves or something.
it's easy for you to say why you got up the avatar. I know what he looks like. You trying to throw it all in everybody's face.
You know what? Now you got a problem with my man.
What?
Now you got a problem with my man.
I mean, come on. Enough. Enough already. We know you got the
Hold on, I have to answer this call. Hold on.
yeah, I mean no harm. His little subliminals, I'm just keep it real. His little subliminals are getting under my nail. It's starting to grind my gears. And I caught his little slick comment when I mentioned my belief on disciplining the children. I can't see your comments, and I know y'all gonna take his side because everybody loves CMA. I love him too, but for him to come at me sideways like that, I'm like, what's up with? Oh, there you are. But
You
yeah,
sounded like somebody else that did a video on me talking about, I know y'all gonna take his side, let me clear it up. I thought I said we would talk about this offline, but here you keep talking about it. Enough is enough.
look, I
Hey,
am a
Lawrence,
grown woman.
now I think you should get back at the subject at hand, abusing the kids.
Did you just dismiss? Did, did you just dismiss me like a talk to the hand for real? Really?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this live because I don't want it to go left, and I will be coming back on later. Let's everybody let's thank Upward for coming up. You know, she usually she always give us good advice, and it's usually something we can use. Today I beg to differ.
I gave you something that you could use different ways of dealing with the children. It ain't always beat the hell out of the kids. Some of those little mofos need to be knocked upside the head. I mean, seriously, some of them are just born bad.
Not yours.
No, never mind. Mm-mm.
I don't know. Well, my mama knocked all of us upside the head, and it made us all going. We ain't none of us in prison. Ain't none of us doing none of that. And I thank God for it. And of course, none of yours are in prison either. I'm not saying that, but I don't want you to put it out here that not hitting your kids is all roses and it's good smelling perfume.
I mean, to each his own, but I don't know. I just think again, some of them need to be knocked off their block, and there are other.
And on top of that, you know what you said? You said that nobody, when you send your kids somewhere, nobody should put their hands on them. But if they send them to your house, you gonna kick their ass. That there was just really, I was really taken back. Or as El Chipo's daughter would say, I was flabbergasted.
See, yeah, I don't know. I just think you do what you do. You have kids or nephews and nieces, and you want to beat the hell out of them. Fine, you do what you do. I do what I do, and all is well. But
So, so
just
now you say that my comments are invalid because I don't have children. I've
oh
raised.
yeah, whatever. So just like but would you like for me to just step down because I don't want to disrespect your panel, but I am in my feelings, feeling some type of way.
How about I drop you down?
Look, I'll do you the honors. I'll leave. Peace.
And listen, I'll talk to her behind stage. I get it, y'all. Don't think it's not. Don't think it is what it is. We'll be all right. We can agree to disagree. I love Upward, but I've just noticed some little stuff. But that's a part of being friends, I guess. I guess. Now, if she don't want to whoop her kids, but she want to whoop your kids, then that calls for an ass whooping. That's called You need mine too?
Y'all coming in next. Give me them.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna have to regroup. I'm gonna set up a live for tonight in a couple of hours, and we're gonna try to do a different take. Let me read some of this. Then and now, welcome in, and thanks for coming through. Read it upward.
They know they ain't asked me.
I hate that that happened on live, y'all. I hate that it happened. No, please don't, y'all. April, I know. I don't know how that went left. Y'all stopped before it turned into something else. Rita, I know. Oh, well, it's okay. We all have disagreements. That's what we grown. We have our own minds. Yes. Regroup, y'all, and please talk it out. We will, April. Let it be. Yes, our El Chivo. It's other methods to disciplining, I believe. Yes, El Chipo. I get that. Um, some people feel Heidi's not the answer. My daughter and my son is like that. Okay. Yes, come through. Flabbergasted. Right? Wait, what happened? It's all good, y'all. We go listen. Yes, we can agree to disagree. Hitting. Come on, y'all. April says, "What the hell just happened, El Chico? I don't know. I'm just as boggled." See you later on. I'll see y'all later. Look, I'm gonna come back. I will do another live. Thank you all for joining. We probably got to the bit. I don't know if child abuse. Some people want to put your kids in timeout. Other one, I say whoop their asses. That's just me. You whoop your kids?
I don't have kids.
Oh, see, would you whoop them? Do you think you would?
Never having kids.
Oh, come on, see, I ain't gonna have none either. All right, y'all. Let me get my blood, and I'll come back. Let me call this woman and see what the hell is wrong with her. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.